Thank you for joining us for our third Lunch and Learn series. This Lunch and Learn is going to be on navigating through Waystar. I am Romaine Roberts, Director of Operations here at Access, and I am your go-to person for any claims, issues that you might be having that haven't or cannot be addressed through the service box. And with that said, I will jump right into our presentation for today. So the first thing that we'll be talking about is checking eligibility. So this is basically going to be one of your first steps. If you've taken a look at your PRGs, you know that there are a couple different ways to check eligibility. I think one of the most common ways is to just go ahead and call the payer. But if you want to use the eligibility function in Waystar, that is also an option. And you would go about that by logging in and clicking on patient tools. As you can see right here, I've highlighted that in yellow for you. And then you would click on eligibility. And then you would click on the inquiries link right here. That will take you to the screen that you see right here. I have it just a little grayed out there for you. But there's a lot of different things that you can see on the eligibility inquiry screen. You'll be able to search inquiries. So as you can see here, it shows like 115 results. So those are all going to be listed here. Down at the bottom, you'll be able to navigate between screens. And here on the side, you'll be able to search specific inquiries. You'll be able to make new inquiries. You can't see it here on this little grayed out version, but there's a little blue button that is clearly marked new inquiry. And you'll be able to make a new inquiry if there's someone that you can't edit in here or see a previous inquiry from. To view a previous inquiry, all you have to do is just kind of hover over like you would in your claim screen, and there will be some options you'll be able to view. You'll be able to edit and resubmit inquiries. And if you click in, you'll also be able to print out. There's also a little blue flag that will appear right here on your dashboard screen that will show you if there is other coverage. So if there's a little blue flag, you'll know that there is other coverage. You'll have to actually go into the inquiry and view it to see what the other coverage is. As I just stated, you'll be able to view and print out your eligibility responses. That may be necessary if we need supporting documentation, or you need supporting documentation to show that, yes, this person truly was eligible for services at the time that they were provided, and or you may want to print it out and put it into the file. So there are various reasons why you may want to print and view your eligibility. So the next thing we'll go over is uploading a claims batch into Waystar. So this is a very important piece. This is when we receive the claims from you and we're able to review the claims prior to them being submitted, so that we can make sure that they're, nothing blaring or standing out that would prevent the claim from being submitted and processed correctly. So to get to your uploading a claims batch into Waystar screen, you would just go to the claims processing. You would go to professional claims or institutional, depending on which type of claim you're planning to upload. You would also need to send your notifications to the service box. We ask that you send a courtesy reminder to let us know, or just a courtesy notification saying, hey, we've uploaded batches to Waystar. Please go in, review, and submit. There's a lot of sites that we have to look at, and this is going to be the best way to let us know that we have claim batches waiting to be reviewed, and this is going to get them processed more quickly if you send that notification to our service box. So you want to just make sure that you're on the right side, either professional or institutional, and click on batches to upload your batch. You'll then come to a screen that looks like this, and you'll be able to put in your unique and descriptive batch name. We currently do not have any particular protocol or way that we want you to put in that batch name. So you can kind of freelance this or whatever, and you can put whatever you want in there, something that may help you find your batch later after it's been processed, if you want to check on it, or help us to understand what it is that that we're receiving. So you can put in your payer name, or you can put in institutional or professional claims, or you can put in a custodial, or you can put in the name skilled batch or something to that effect. So when you upload a batch, I'm pretty sure many of you have encountered a claims error, upload error. So I'm just going to go over a few reasons that you might encounter an error and some of the most common errors. So you'll get an error if you upload a duplicate batch, or there is a claim in the batch that is a duplicate. And this would be an exact duplicate of a claim. So everything matches. There are no different data points on this particular claim that are being passed, and it will not allow you to do that. There are a couple of reasons why. One of the reasons that I really appreciate it is because we like to receive our corrected claims through the service box. Our next screen will kind of show you a reminder of how we like to receive those corrected claims. But if we receive the corrected claims through the service box, we'll be able to follow the entire claim from the very first submission to the very last submission, and the entire history of the claim will be together. Whereas if you upload a new claim that is a corrected claim, then we will only have the history of that claim from the most recent submission. Another error is a during batch processing error. So this is just going to be if there is an invalid claim file or an unacceptable format. So there are times when your practice management system is not compatible with Waystar, and it won't allow the upload, or maybe it's not in the correct format that Waystar accepts. So I would say that this error during X12 batch processing is probably one of the most common errors that I have experienced, as far as our billers reaching out to us saying, hey, I'm encountering an error, I can't get my batch uploaded. And this X12 batch processing is just a file level error. There's either a data element that is missing, and one of the most common reasons to receive an X12 batch processing error is that you're attempting to upload your claim on the wrong side. So you just want to make sure that if it's a professional claim, that you've clicked on professional, and that if it's an institutional claim, that you're uploading it to the institutional side. This is just an example of our corrected claim process. This is the original claim, and this is the claim after you've marked it up, showing what changes you want to be made. And we'll go in and make the appropriate changes to an existing claim and resubmit that claim, so that we'll now have a history of the previous claim and the corrected claim. We'll be able to see those differences right there in the same claim profile, and there won't be any gaps in the history of the claim. So we'll move on now to viewing open claims. So you receive these periodic end of the month open claim reports, but you're always able to go into Waystar and check the status of your open claims at any time. So when you go into your claims processing area, you would then go again to the professional or the institutional side, because just as you have to upload your batches on the appropriate side, your open claims are kept on different sides as well. So if you want to view your institutional claims, you would go to the institutional side, and then you would make the adjustments in your search areas to the following. So you would change your status to all. Some of these are defaulted to these, but if they aren't, this is what you would change it to. You would change your status to all. You would change your statement date to all. The statement date is just going to be the dates of service. The transaction date, you would change that to all. The transaction date is when the claim was actually uploaded and into Waystar and sent over to the payer. And you would change archive to none. So if the claim is archived, that's going to be a closed claim. If it's not archived, that's going to show you all of your open claims. So you can always change these search parameters. You would click search and then you would get a list of claims that are open. But you can always change your search parameters to look for a particular claim or a particular group of claims. You can always put in your claim ID. We'll go over where to find that in the next screen or so. There's a claim ID on your history screen. If you have that claim ID, you don't have to change any of these parameters. You can just put in the claim ID, click on search, and it will bring up that particular claim. Also, your open claims the claim may be open, but they're auto-archived after 2 years. So if you have a claim that's older than 2 years, Waystar has auto-archived it, and really the only way to bring it up would be through the claim ID. You wouldn't be able to use the search parameters to do that. So after you've put in your search parameters, you'll have the opportunity to hover over a particular claim, and you'll see that there's some information that it'll give you on the dashboard. The claim number, this is the Access Advantage claim number. This is what claim number is assigned to the claim upon submission by AA or the facility. This is the patient's name. The statement dates, again, are the dates of service, the transaction date when it was uploaded, and the payer, the charges, the most recent note. If you hover over, you'll get this little blue bar down at the bottom that will allow you to view the claim. It will allow you to get to the history as well. So if you click on history, you'll be able to see all of the notes related to the claim. Again, it's important that you send over those corrected claims to the service box so that you can get the history from the very first submission through the very last submission if there are multiple corrected claims that have been submitted for the claim. Also notice that you can get your eligibility right here as well. So if you wanted to check the eligibility really quickly, you can click there and you'll be able to put in the necessary information that you could from the other eligibility screen. You can see the claim image from the history screen as well as clicking view. There's a view button on the history screen. You can see the date and time submissions of each time that it was submitted, including your initial upload. So all of the claims are rejected upon upload so that we can review the claim for anything that stands out and would prevent the claim from being submitted and processed by the payer. You'll also be able to see remittance activity. So if you're unable to pull your remit, which does happen from time to time, please reach out to our service box and let us know that you can't you either can't access the remit or the remit isn't there, we'll get you a copy of the remit if we have it, or we'll reach out to the payer to get the remit, and we'll see about getting your access together so that you can view your own remit in the history screen if it's available. You'll also be able to get that Waystar claim ID that I talked about in the last screen that will allow you to pull that a particular claim right up without changing any of the other search parameters. You can also, I just wanted to point out on that last screen we looked at, you can also put in a payer name like Humana, Aetna, Anthem, and you'll also be able to pull up all of the claims that are open for Humana, or all of the claims that are open for Aetna or Anthem. So if you want to change archive to include archived claims, you'll be able to find claims that have been closed, look at the notes, and see why those claims had been closed. So lastly, you'll be able to view all of the posting notes. So that will tell you that we've received the remit, we've received the payment, the claim has or has not been processed as we expected, and any of the breakdowns as far as sequestration, AA fees, and the amount to your facility. So obviously, to be able to navigate through Waystar, you'll need Waystar access. To get Waystar access, reach out to our service box if you have a new biller. If you have someone who is exiting as a biller, please let us know so that we can update their access and they will not continue to have access to your PHI after they've exited the facility. Also, once you put in your inquiry or your request to get access to Waystar, you'll need to log in within 24 hours of receiving your account information, or the account will need to be set up again and you'll need to send over a new request. And also, if you have any third-party billers, so this would be any billers that are not really in-house that you've had to work on your claims and they need access to view claims in Waystar, there's actually a special form that needs to be filled out so that we can share PHI with a third party. And so if you have a third party biller, just reach out to our service box, let us know, and we'll get you the appropriate paperwork to fill out and get your biller set up in Waystar. So that really concludes our presentation for today. I will open up the last 10 minutes for any questions that you may have. Please type them into the chat and I will answer your questions at this time.